talking about each of these, as you know, I mentioned the sites could be properties, basically the sites, the address, the maps, contact details of the people, the site access details, if there are any problems with access to the field, the plants, trees, shrubs, if there are anywhere around, all of those that need to be maintained. So basically that's the property. And then plant is equipment, and then process is a job approach, performance measures, blah, blah, blah. And proof is evidence I was talking about, right? The photos of before and after, site attendance, somebody to cite, yes, the team has come and actually they signed that the people have actually done the work. Planning is in terms of who is going to do what, field team assignment, when would they come, what time would they come, in the schedule and stuff. And then the service is basic, product is a service essentially. What's the scope of work, what's the requirement, they did any kind of extra pieces of work that is beyond what was agreed upon. So all of those would be part of the service. And then the contract is basically you're agreeing to a pricing detail, the requirements, risk assessment. And then the person's bit could be internal, who are the contract manager, the field team, then the external, who are basically the field teams, the property management, and people who own the facility, as what we call the facility management team or facility manager, supervisors basically. So if you look at it, this model pretty much sums up everything that this company operates in, and this 8P model was well appreciated. Again, this is a vision that I actually put forward because it's not something which the company has ever thought about, because this is the perspective that we as business analysts could bring in, the fresh perspective, fresh third-party view about what we can do. So I came up with this vision of this 8P model: property, plan, process, proof, plan and prepare, product, price, and person. Simply put, this actually captures everything that the digital platform, the proposed digital platform at that point of time would do and would help achieve. So we talked about unified platform having the this marrying between the sales strategy and the recruitment process, and the plans provide visibility to the sites and customers. So all of these, we talked about some of these pain points and the challenges yesterday, right? So that they didn't have a proper customer retention plan. They didn't have the ability to track which customers are coming what, and then they didn't have a good field team management system, all of these. So we're trying to propose this platform to be able to deliver all these things. So again, this is a vision. Vision could be as simple as these things. You don't have a clarity at that point of time, about 3 years ago, as to how you're going to achieve this, but still you want to have some kind of a vague idea what you want to do, where you want to get to, and that is what is vision. It can be put in different formats, different ways. Yeah, so to role-based access permission, web and mobile enabled. We talked about web browser. This proposed digital platform, the total view, should be able to work both on mobile, because the field teams will be using the mobile applications to log in, to actually sign in when they go onto the site, enable the GPS, sign in, do the check-in onto the app and say that they have arrived on the shopping mall at this point on Thursday, 2:30 p.m., signed in. So they check in, and then they actually take the photos before the work is done, and then using the app, and then they take the photos after the work is done. They get the signature, electronic signature of the site supervisor then and there, and then their stamp, basically their details. Everything would synced up onto the server, and that gets into the database. Again, that's what is the vision that we laid out for the platform. So if you see what are we trying to achieve here? So we are trying to achieve, from the business point of view, there are several dimensions here. So from the business point of view, it's about growth via customer focus, to bring in a customer centricity. I think we talked about it last few weeks as well. And that's what Sarika was talking about, Priya, and all of these other guest speakers who talked about last month as well. They were saying that we should have a customer focus, customer centricity in our approach in our product and service business. So, and also the aspect of cross-selling of opportunities. We should have cross-selling opportunities. People have done this, also did that. The customers who bought this also bought these, also looked at these items, right? So essentially what you're trying to do is Amazon or eBay is trying to actually upsell and cross-sell to you that, by the way, why are you stopping here? You can just consider other opportunities, other products that you have. So by doing that, they're compelling you to look at those products, and potentially you have got that impulse purchase to buy that as well, to add that product, those 2, 3, 5, 10 products also into the shopping cart. So you want to buy, for example, we were talking about that story yesterday of the salesperson selling all the equipment of fishing and everything for a customer who goes in to buy beers, right? So That's cross-selling. So it's all about how you can use all this data, this whole set of data that you collected and stored. How can you do analytics on the data and actually kind of use the data to come up with insights that would help to generate more business? That's the whole idea. And then the other thing we talked about is the retention, very important again for the cross-selling. Demonstrate transparency and trust. That's the most important thing for this platform, because it's actually giving a total view of what is happening on the ground. So you're no more, you can't fake to the customer that the team went yesterday and they did this work, because everything is there on the proof. And the customer has got the trust factor increase, because they can just access onto the web, this particular app, open the app, and they can get to see pretty much everything that happened within their premises in Scotland, in Northern Ireland, in Wales, in England, sitting just in their desk, on their desk, and then actually get to see everything that happened on their sites, on their hundreds of sites in all these different places. So by doing that, you're actually trying to increase the trust. And they can't just say, okay, work is done. It's not at a high level, right? They can actually drill down to the details of which team went where. So this particular team went to Glasgow or Tesco Extra, big site, and then they actually did all these jobs. What are the jobs they did? What is the kind of proof? So they can actually click the photos of before and after to see what was the work that was really done, get to see the signature, the electronic signature of the person. So you're talking about the trust factor.